Hey, I'm Matt, the Americano. So I've been living in Colombia for a while now, and I gotta say, I love it. It's not perfect, things break, things take time, and tape can fix most things. But people are warm, the food is fresh, and no one's trying to upsell me on extended car insurance while I'm buying chewing gum. That's a win. And the more time I spend here, the more I start noticing stuff about the US that just feels weird. Not bad, just weird. Like, why do we need 5 pillows for one bed? Why are we refrigerating the sidewalk with AC that's blasting out of wide open doors? Why does our gas station want my zip code and blood type before I can fill my tank? So today I'm flipping the script. Here are 10 things I used to think were totally normal in the US until I lived in Colombia and realized maybe Colombia is the one that's making more sense. So one thing you'll see all over the US, especially in summer, is air conditioning, which is great until you realize we run it like we're trying to cool the entire neighborhood. In the US, we've got central air or a heat pump, and it cools the entire house, even the rooms no one's been in for 3 months. Like we're over here chilling the guest bedroom just in case someone shows up uninvited with a jacket. You could hang meat in there, seriously. You walk past the store and the AC is blasting out the front door like a glacier's giving birth. The door is open, all the cold air just flowing out into the street, like we're trying to give pedestrians a chill. Meanwhile, inside, people are still saying, it's a little warm in here, can we turn it down more? Now in Colombia, no one's doing that. You want fresh air? You open a window, you sit in the shade, you drink something cold, and don't try to refrigerate the planet. Half the buildings don't even have air conditioning, and somehow, people survive. They even smile. Sometimes they dance. In Colombia, if a house does have air conditioning, it's in one room, maybe 2. And you can turn it on or off per room. You're not cooling the whole house, just the part you're using. It's revolutionary. It's also basic common sense. But in the US, we never thought of that. In the US, we crank the AC, leave the doors open, and then yell at the kids for leaving their fridge open too long. It's the exact same logic. Remember back in the day in the US when you pulled up to a gas station and someone came out to pump your gas? They'd clean your windshield, check your oil, make a little small talk, and you just sat there like a king in a 1978 Pontiac Trans Am. Those were the days. Well, guess what? In Colombia, that still exists everywhere. Right now, you pull up to a gas station and someone walks up, asks how much you want, pumps the gas, and you never leave the driver's seat. And they clean your windshield. Like, just do it. No tip jar, no awkward moment, just service. Meanwhile, in the US, you're standing outside your car in the rain, trying to swipe your card through a cracked touchscreen that hasn't worked since the Obama administration. Then you go inside because it froze. Then back outside because it canceled. Then back inside because it printed a receipt for a car wash you didn't order. In Colombia, they do all of it for you, and you still pay less for gas. So yeah, the US gave us self-serve in the name of efficiency. Colombia gave us human interaction and clean windshields. And I gotta be honest, Colombia wins this one. So in the US, if something doesn't have a drive-through, we're suspicious. What do you mean I have to go inside? With legs? We have drive-through everything. Fast food, obviously. Coffee, of course. Pharmacies, yep. Banks, sure. Weddings, Vegas says yes. I once saw a drive-through voting booth, and people were like, wow, this is convenient. Like the only thing keeping us from democracy was getting out of the car. Now, in Colombia, there are few drive-throughs. Some McDonald's, but that's pretty much it. But for the most part, you park, you walk in, you talk to a human being, you know, like it's the 1990s, and somehow it just works. In the US, we will sit in our cars for 45 minutes in a line of 18 vehicles just to avoid walking 20 feet inside where there's no line at all. Colombia, stretch your legs, say hi to someone, maybe get a free piece of cheese at the deli. US, I'd rather burn $4 in gas to avoid eye contact. In the US, we expect free parking the way we expect air or Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter where we are, a mall, a hospital, a national park, a $10 million downtown stadium, we still say stuff like, wait, they charge for parking here? That's robbery. We'll drive around the block 17 times looking for a spot, burn $3 in gas just to avoid paying $2 to park. Now in Colombia, yeah, you pay to park, usually just a few thousand pesos, maybe $1, and everyone's fine with it because you're using a space in a city that somehow has to manage. It's not a punishment, it's logic. But Americans, we take it personally. We act like this restaurant better validate or I'm posting about it on Facebook. Meanwhile, in Colombia, I paid to park for 20 minutes and a guy watched my car, told me I was handsome and helped me back out of the spot. Best $1.20 I've ever spent. In the US, we love single-use everything. Plastic forks, paper plates, ketchup packets, takeout boxes, hotel shampoo bottles, disposable razors, solo cups, one-time use flossers. We basically invented the idea of use it once, throw it away forever. You eat lunch at your desk and generate enough trash to stage a crime scene. Now in Colombia, you get a juice. It comes in a glass. With a metal spoon, you sit, you drink, then they wash it and use it again, like savages. No one's handing you 5 plastic forks taped to your bag in case the first 4 forgot their purpose. You get one spoon. It works. It has history, and honestly, it's refreshing. In the US, we use 3 layers of packaging just to deliver one napkin. Then we apologize to the planet and buy a reusable straw we forget in the car for the next 7 years.
Before we jump in, I've got something brand new that's going to make your life a lot easier if you're thinking about moving to Colombia. I'm releasing a new series of 2026 Colombia regional guides, 7 in total, covering every major region of the country. Each guide includes up-to-date cost of living for the most popular cities in the region, safety indexes, healthcare information, a directory of trusted doctors, attorneys, tax specialists, visa services, and relocation specialists, plus the visa requirements and options. Everything you need to plan your move. They're normally going to be $29 each, but for our Black Friday launch through December 15th, they're only $19, and you can add any extra region for just $10 more. They'll start rolling out between December 15th and the 23rd, and every one of them gets quarterly updates through 2026. And if you want all 7 and access to the new passport community launching January 1st, you can pre-order that now too. Members get all 7 guides included, plus access to our private forums, cost of living data tables, and visa resources for every region. The community will be $29 a month or $299 a year, and there's also a pro plan with a monthly live Q&A session for $49 a month or $499 a year. But right now, during pre-launch, you can lock in the 2026 year for half price, $149 or $249 for the year. And remember, that $249 option gets you live Q&A sessions every month with me on a Zoom call, and you can ask whatever you want. Everything's linked below. Grab your regional guide, pre-order your community membership, and join us as we make living abroad easier than ever.
In the US, we love big houses, huge ones, with bonus rooms that are somehow a bonus to ourselves. You go on a house tour and it's like, this is the formal living room, this is the informal living room, this is the reading nook. We don't read. Then there's the dining room no one uses, the guest room nobody's stayed in since 2018, and the room with exercise equipment that holds laundry. And we still say stuff like, yeah, we're thinking of upgrading. Upgrading to what? Buckingham Palace? Now in Colombia, homes are smaller, but every room is used, like on purpose. You don't walk through the house and go, wow, what's this room for? Because the answer is always, we live in it. And they're happier with less space because they actually use the space. Meanwhile, in the US, we've got entire square footage that's just for looking at. That's the sitting room. We don't sit there. It's for looking at sitting. So here's a stat that'll ruin your lunch. In the US, we throw away about 30 to 40% of our food. Just gone. Into the trash. No good reason. Half a bag of lettuce, it looks a little sad. Gone. Banana got a brown spot? Gone. Leftovers from 2 nights ago? Well, it's probably bad by now. Gone. And we don't even feel bad anymore. We just stare at the fridge like it betrayed us. I had high hopes for that lasagna, but we never really clicked. Now in Colombia, food gets used. Leftover rice? Tomorrow's lunch. Soup gets reheated until it's gone or achieves sentience. You don't toss it, you respect it. Because food costs money and food has value. Colombian moms don't waste food. They stretch it, remix it, and serve it again until you ask, wasn't this soup chicken last time? Meanwhile, in the US, we buy 12 avocados, then forget about them until they all expire simultaneously like they had a secret pack. Colombia, let's not waste it. US, let's forget about it, even throw it away while saying, ugh, I really should cook more. In the US, it's pretty normal for a household to have 2 cars, or 3, or 1 per person, including the 16-year-old who just got their learner's permit and can barely make toast. You've got a car for work, a car for errands, a fun car that nobody drives, and sometimes an old car you just haven't gotten around to selling. You're basically running a dealership out of your garage. Now in Colombia, it's not like that. Most families have 1 car, if that, and they make it work. People carpool, take buses, walk, use motos, or just stay close to home. In the US, if you walk somewhere, people assume your life fell apart. Oh no, is he okay? He's walking and carrying groceries. Meanwhile, in Colombia, walking is normal. It's life. It's part of the culture, and no one is asking why you don't have a Ford Explorer for your one-person trip to the bakery. So yeah, Colombia gets by with fewer cars, and they're probably in better shape than us because they're walking to go get empanadas, and we're trying to back up a third SUV we forgot we had. In the US, we don't just buy furniture. We rotate it like crops. People are out here updating their living room for fall. For fall, like the couch needs a pumpkin spice vibe. You walk into someone's house and they're like, oh yeah, we just swapped out the chairs because they didn't match the mood anymore. What mood? Were the chairs bringing bad energy? Now in Colombia, furniture is forever. You buy a couch, that's your couch. It'll be in your family for 3 generations and still feel sturdy. You sit on it, you nap on it, sometimes spill soup on it. You flip the cushion, you adapt. No one says we're thinking of getting a more coastal vibe because in Colombia, furniture is for living. In the US, furniture is for aesthetics and quarterly identity crisis. You ever notice how in American homes, there's always a chair no one's allowed to sit in? Colombians don't have that chair. Every chair is a working chair. Let's talk about prices because in the US, you walk into a store, see something marked $19.99 and think, cool, I've got 20 bucks. You get to the register and suddenly it's $21.57. Why? Because we added tax, but not earlier. No, we wait until you're emotionally committed. And then just as you're recovering, the cashier hits you with, would you like to round up for the Society of Invisible Children with unclear funding? Now your chapstick is $24 and you feel morally cornered. Now in Colombia, if it says 20,000 pesos, it costs 20,000 pesos. That's it. No mental math, no surprise tax, no pop quiz at checkout. You don't get asked to donate to a charity you've never heard of, and if you did, it would probably come with free coffee and a snack. Colombia just includes the tax in the price, like grown-ups. They don't need to surprise you with extra math while you're holding a bottle of shampoo and a stick of deodorant. So yeah, the US is great at convenience. We've got drive-thrus, self-checkouts, Wi-Fi in the fridge, but also garbage disposals, hidden sales tax, and couches we swap out like phone cases. Colombia isn't perfect. I've waited 45 minutes to mail a letter, but when it comes to living simply, eating well, and not turning every grocery trip into a financial riddle, they've got it figured out. You don't need 3 SUVs, a seasonal rug, or 64 ounces of soda to be happy. Sometimes all you need is a good couch, soup made from scratch, and a receipt that says what it actually means. If you like this video, hit like. If you've ever replaced a perfectly good piece of furniture because it didn't vibe with your energy, go ahead and subscribe too. You're one of us. And if you want more stories about living abroad, cultural weirdness, and gently roasting your home country with love, check out the Passport newsletter. It's free. And if you're interested in international real estate or business opportunities, join our free Brokor newsletter. And we have a Bogotá expat community called Bogotá Nomads where we can all get together and share funny things in person. It's like this video, but in writing, and somehow cheaper than US healthcare. I'm the Americano. Tranquilo, we'll figure it out. Take care.